things that are improving, right? And it's like people have the opportunities more so nowadays. Would you say that that's true to maybe make it?
As a
Like as opposed to when you were coming up, like like I heard Elizabeth Warren say the other day, education is worse now. That when she was coming up, America invested in education, and now they're not. Right. So in that sense, it's worse.
That's true.
Okay.
That's true.
Can you kind of explain that a little? Because I think some people may not know.
When I was in public school, people paid a higher proportion of their taxes to education, much higher than they do now. And we had...
Public school meaning like high school?
Well, like grade school and high school.
Okay.
Much more tax money went to education, proportionately, than now. We had art classes in school. We had music classes in school. We had PE.
They were funded.
Yeah. Right, that the teacher didn't have to pay for out of his or her own pocket or, ask the parents to pay. It wasn't an extra, it was considered part of the curriculum.
Yeah, when I went to school and I came home and said to my dad, in order to play football, you have to buy this uniform. He said, what the hell are you talking about?
Right.
Because when he was in school, you didn't buy that.
Right.
It was provided.
It was provided, sure.
Why did... Yeah.
3 minutes left.
3 minutes left? Okay. Why? How did that what happened? You know what I mean? Like, how did this get skewed so badly?
Well, what happened was, ever since the end of the Second World War, conservatives have been doing nothing but trying to figure out how to get back what they lost in the New Deal.
Really? That's that far?
They've been doing nothing but funding candidates who would take back some of the gains that were made in the New Deal, funding intellectuals who would write about how horrible it was that people got a free education.
Seems so
who reads this
corrupt.
shit? Yeah, exactly. Like,
well, yeah. It's
so like,
it's morally corrupt, but it's true.
Yeah.
That's the way it is.
I'm sorry I had to get derailed there, but I think it's an important part to kind of include is that, because I was really struck by her recent speeches. I mean, she's on a roll. Right. I mean, she's sticking it to people.
And it's particularly important for LGBT folks because, as we know from looking at, scores of studies by the Williams Institute and other folks like that all the economic disparities that used to affect our community still do.
Yeah.
That gay men earn less and are unemployed more than straight workers. For women, there's not a big gap between lesbians but women as a whole earn less and are unemployed more than men.
And when had the chance to change that, we have a Senate that literally said no.
Right, exactly. And, for LGBT people of color and for trans folks, really dire situation economically. So these are, for our community, I think, very real questions and things that we're going to have to deal with if we want to make all the formal gains that we've made something that are real and something that people can enjoy.
Yeah, because it's not much to celebrate sometimes when you talk to people, gay people, right? And you start to find out what everybody's individual issues are. You go, oh, well, we've got still a lot to do.
Yeah. And that's one of the things that we've taken up in Pride at Work. Since in 2008, we had an event here at the Labor Temple. 2009, I'm sorry. 2009, we had an event here at the Labor Temple that commemorated the 40th anniversary of Stonewall. and we called it Unfinished Business of the Movement, where we talked about some of the issues that we still had to deal with, marriage being one. Well, now we've achieved marriage equality, at least in this state, and it looks like, if everything goes well nationwide. The challenges that we have now are, I think, mainly economic and social.